Girls ain't nothing but trouble. If your girlfriend gets mad at you for saying that in 2015, she is too young for you. The first question in today's episode of Ask Trainwizard is, what is your favorite type of transit bus? As you can see, I have come to a train station to answer your question. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another one of the moments presenting Ask Trainwizard. To answer the first question, my favorite type of transit bus is the Neoplan AN460. An articulated bus presented by Neoplan USA for a lot of major cities in the United States, including San Francisco, Nashville, Philadelphia, Yonkers, New York, and a few others. SEPTA's Neoplan AN460 have a special place in my heart because they are the ones I ride the most frequently. The special Detroit Diesel Series 50 engine has that special sound that any transit fan would fall in love with. The Neoplan USA company has gone under and is no longer in business. And that answers the first question. The second question presented to me is, what is your favorite transit authority? Well, to answer that question, MTA of New York. I like it a lot, mostly for its railroads, Long Island Railroad and Metro North Railroad. Long Island Railroad is nice and fast, and therefore Long Island Railroad is fun to ride, though somewhat expensive. And I also like Metro North for its photogenic locations, especially on the Hudson line, right along the Hudson River and through plenty of valleys and mountains and all those special geographical areas where you get lots of awesome photographs. And there you have it. I like MTA more than SEPTA. There. Eat your heart out, SEPTA. What you think about that? Pardon the fog coming out of my mouth. It is a rainy day and it is a little bit warm. I'd say around 40 degrees for a winter day. Another question that was asked for this episode of Ask Trainwizard is, what type of lens would you recommend for all-around photography? Basically, something universal that you would use when you're shooting with your digital SLR. Well, I would recommend a 50mm prime lens, as some people call the Nifty 50. They come in wide apertures, 1.8 or 1.4. For me, I have the Nikon 50mm f1.8D lens, which is pretty much perfect for pretty much any type of universal photography. It's not too close of telephoto and it's not too wide of a wide angle. It's close to the focal length of your naked eye, so there's almost zero distortion. If I were to recommend a more universal lens, I would probably suggest the fast autofocus 10 to 800mm f1.4 lens for Nikon, Canon, and Sony, etc. Unfortunately, such a lens does not exist, and if it did, it would be about the size of a pickup truck and cost about as much as the city of New York. So, technology hasn't come that far for such a huge focal range and a wide aperture lens for your SLR, even though that would probably be the ideal for anybody because of its immense range. I recommend that lens greatly for video as well because the shallow depth of field that it provides gives a perfect cinematic feel with the bokeh being melted in the background while the subject is sharp and in focus. The video that was recorded when I was reviewing the lens in the first clip was shot at 50mm and f2.8. Right now, I'm shooting at 16mm only because I'm hand-holding the camera and There is no place for me to rest it without getting the camera wet because, as you may recall, it is raining. And plus, the tight schedule of the train leaves me no time to stand where I was in the first video clip. And to make matters worse, I left my tripod at home. The last question in this edition of Ask Trainwizard is, what is your favorite Rick Ross song? I'm sure you're expecting me to answer in a music video, but you'll have to wait until I put the music video together, and it's going to be in its own video due to copyright reasons. To answer your question, I'm not really that much of a Rick Ross fan, but 9 Piece has a cool beat to it. I like how the gun loading and shooting is sampled into the beat. I find it kind of fascinating and cool. But there you go.